Hey, gun people! Man, a lot of news out here. MP's son shot dead in Saudi. Gun-free London. 10 dead in 12 days. The mayor of London. Great guns outlawed. Government told people we'll keep you safe if you just give us your guns. Now people are being shot dead and the people don't have guns. And the liberals are roaming the streets going, how could this happen? We believed government. I guess more info on that wild, wild country I did on that cult that took over Oregon and Sheila, who fought the government. I guess this guy who turned on the cult and testified for the FBI gave a bunch of stuff that they're leaking out now, if you want to go read it. I don't know what it's going to take for people to get the clue that if you go to Mexico, you take your life in your hands. I mean, there's a reason that people are flooding across to get here, and you got idiots paying big bucks to go over there and say, I'm in Mexico because it's cheap. And I guess they're blowing up ferries, they're kidnapping people, shooting, death, drugs. Yeah, let's go there for a vacation. Brilliant. ISIS, the religion of peace, is planning a terror attack using drones. They're going to fly suicide little bombers for the World Cup in Russia. Shocker. Who would have thought from religion of peace? And a museum got in trouble because they hired a white person. Shocker. Evidently, you can't have a white curator for an African art because it's just not right. But if you hire white people for white culture, then you're racist. Double standards, just outrageous. You go in the ocean where sharks live, shark attacks you. People are shocked. I just don't get it. I don't agree with the French a lot, but I mean, good grief. Ray Charles could see this. Facebook and Google are becoming too big to be governed. No kidding. They're out of control. And they can do what they want. And you got to throw YouTube in there and Twitter and Amazon. You got 5 businesses that pretty much run the information world almost. You know what? Not a problem. They're all left-wing pushing their agenda. Oh, thank goodness. The troopers gave up the chase. They were chasing a driver going 150. They chased him at 140, and then when he sped up to 150 and was losing him, then they stopped chasing him. So it's okay to chase him at 140, but 150, oh no, we need to give up the chase. It's too dangerous. Google and Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, protected class. You can't sue them because the liberal left will jump in their corner and dismiss any lawsuit against them. Man, I'm telling you, this is the biggest threat against freedom I've ever seen. Maybe there's some hope for the youth. Students stage a walkout in support of the Second Amendment. Good for them. Too bad the stupid media uses a picture of a nice fingernail painted person. I don't want to get the wrong gender. Cocking the hammer on a semi-automatic with their thumb. Brilliant. Some company's working on a drone that can carry 400-pound payload. Not a bomb payload like the military has. This is like a pallet for delivering packages. 400 pounds. Trump calling out Mexico like he should. Saying, hey, Mexico needs to stop people from coming over here illegally. It's their country. I mean, they put people in jail if you go to their country illegally. Yet they march people through the town, give them protection to come flood our country. It's absolutely ridiculous. The liberals are taking money, saying, no, we don't need a wall. We need more money for illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants. They're illegal lawbreakers that are sneaking, committing crimes to get into the country, to avoid our laws, to commit felonies. And the liberals support them and love them. Old Zuckerberg's been in the hot seat lately. I mean, what they're doing with Facebook and, again, YouTube, Facebook, Google. I mean, when do people have to figure out monopolies are bad? It gives absolute power. It gives you power to do what you want and to bully people. You don't have to care about anything because you're the only option out there. Therefore, the people have no choice. And when people don't have choice, it steals freedom. And guess what? The liberals love stealing freedom. Really? You don't know why Baltimore's population is losing? Could it be the murders, the killings, the out-of-control gun control, the overspending of the liberal elected government? Gee, if we just keep voting liberal, the whole country will be better. Let's just vote liberal. Unbelievable. This sounds like a racist post. Baby thief. Newborn baby snatched by a monkey. Found dead. Evidently, if you live around monkeys, you got to keep an eye on your kid, or they'll come in and snatch your kid like a banana and run off with him. More bias discrimination from Facebook. They rejected an ad because it showed Jesus on a cross. But you know what? Here comes all the idiots. It's a private company. It can do what it wants. Oh, the old smartwatch recording your heart rate. Evidently, a woman they suspect of killing her mother-in-law, was wearing a smartwatch, and now they're getting the records to see if her heart rate went up during the killing. Well, she said it was a home invasion, so if it was a home invasion, her heart rate would be up anyway. I'm not sure how the court or the defense is going to fight that, but smartwatches, smartphones, smart cameras, smart government, smart liberals. Bunch of oxymorons, if you ask me. When I first saw this black couple got charged with, just because they had weapons in a hospital or in a hotel room. I'm like, so what? They had guns. Why is that a crime? They're saying, oh no, they had an arsenal. What's an arsenal? A few AKs and a few mags? I mean, so what if they have guns? If they're legally authorized to have them, what's the problem? What, government now wants to say, well, you can have a gun, but you can only have one gun or two guns, or you can only have one pistol, or government wants the guns, and they're going to attack everybody. Guns control, I've always said, is the most racist policy out there, supported by the liberal left. They don't want black people having guns. They think black people create too much crime with guns. They don't want to say it, so they holler gun control. And it's not, they don't want it tied that the fact is the left doesn't want black people to have the ability to defend themselves. That's why if you go to every liberal city, majority black, run by the left, you have extreme gun control, and you got black people getting killed left and right by other people, a lot of other black people. But you know what? Stupid people should not have guns according to the government. Unless you're a criminal and you don't care about the law, then you can have a gun. Then the government just tells you, we'll protect you. If you give us your gun, we'll protect you. Believe us, we're here to help. So I was all for supporting this couple. And then I got to the part to where they said they were on a secret mission. And they were sent there to save the world or something. Anyway, work for the government, when they started going on all that, then I was like, well, it shouldn't be that they had a bunch of guns. It should be like every mass shooting. They were a little crazier on meds. This is great. Hackers took over the 911 system. I think it was Baltimore. Yeah, it was Baltimore. And they took over and they said, you know what? If you want us to turn it back on, you have to pay us a bunch of Bitcoin. I thought that was hilarious. So all the dispatchers that were working inside there were taking calls with pencil and paper. Look, when computers go down, you gotta have a black. That's why people who use GPS now, they don't know how to read a map. If they get lost or GPS goes down, nobody knows how to pick up a map or use, common themes that you've seen, how to figure out north, south, east. They just can't do it anymore. You got GPS that's made you lazy and stupid and non-thinking. And that's why you believe government's good and more government is better and government will protect you, because you just don't think any damn more. And I don't understand this ruling, why the other ruling was even made. Cosby can call witnesses to undercut the accusers. So the judge ruled now that he can call a witness to show that the other witness was lying. Why would he not be allowed to do that? Evidently, one of the girls was paid off twice and wanted more money, and when she didn't do it, when he wouldn't give her more money, that's when she filed a complaint. And now he wants to bring in witnesses about the other two payments and how she wanted more money, and the judge initially ruled, no, we don't want to attack the poor victim. So you can be a victim even after you extort somebody for money twice, and when you go in for the third time, suddenly you're protected because you're a poor victim, and we have to protect you poor victims who go to a man's house. and have sex with him and take all these favors and take 2 payments, and then all of a sudden you're a victim and it's the mean man's fault. More freedoms with advanced technology, artificial intelligence, real time. Evidently they're installing some cameras, where else but in a liberal city, sanctuary city, run by the liberals for the left, always talking about we want freedoms. Well, now they're installing video cameras that will give real-time facial recognition so we can track all you people that we tell you we love freedom and we want to protect you and give us the guns and we're just going to watch you. But who's watching the watchers? Man, the way they use black and white is just amazing. Black car driver stabbed by stranger, teen, non-white. Otherwise, it would be stabbed by a white man. Stabbed by stranger on a bike while passenger in the seat. So, 22-year-old driver has stitches in the back of his neck. Explained he was pulled over Saturday after picking up a female passenger. She was sitting in the back seat when 3 men, teens, I guess they were men, they weren't teens, because it doesn't say they were white males, which it would say if they were white. So they were non-white males, because we can't say anybody commits crime unless you're a white male. Wow. Oh, and they have video footage. Surveillance footage. Why can't we see the footage? Why can't we see who committed the crime so we can get a suspect description? Because, Rick, that doesn't fit our liberal lies and agenda. So there's a new app in New York that tracks crime in real time almost where it happens. So if you type into this app, you can track crime. There's also, it shows exactly where gunshots come from. And evidently the cops used it to find 2 guns because they heard a gunshot. And then they know exactly where it came from. They went and searched the house and found 2 guns. Wow. I don't know about this.
We showed Gerard Sims of Bushwick how it works. Then it shows you on the map the intersection.
Great. Okay.
We showed Gerard Sims of Bushwick how it works. Then it shows you on the map the intersection where they took place. Helpful?
Yeah, it's really benefit because the police got to do their job.
Today, the NYPD introduced us to cops who used the new mapping to make an arrest. They listened to a ShotSpotter app which monitors gunshots, then tracked the address in Brownsville and found 2 illegal guns.
What they didn't say
Everything
is
is
because of this
expedited
new app
fast.
is so great
But
for
we
government.
also showed the news site to some New Yorkers.
36,000 New York police officers are going to be issued government cell phones and smartphones to run this app. 36,000 government employees will be issued cell phones to monitor crime. Unbelievable. Good old Central Park, liberal run city. High gun control. Men in Central Park violently robbed by 2 teens. Teens. Code word teen. Thug. Gangster. Okay. Next. Facebook in a hot seat. They blamed a bug, get that word bug, for keeping copies of users' deleted private videos. So Facebook tells you that when you delete a video, it's gone and it's yours. And if you make it private, nobody will see it. Guess what? Facebook's keeping copies of everything. Wow. Those pesky white Christians. University aims to combat Christian privilege. They have a diversity workshop. Man, how they have redefined the language to be just racist. There's no other way to call it. Identify certain classes of people by their color or beliefs. Wow. But it's legal because it's not a protected class. It's only the working class. And Trump's trying to reel in government like he said he would, challenging California environmental protections because California's out of control. They found a way to tax you. You know, if you start your car and it doesn't start on the first turn of the key, you're taxed because you had to try to start it twice, you know, because they figured out a way to tax something else that they hasn't taxed yet. They're going to tax the flush of the toilets and put toilet monitors, so every time you flush the toilet, there'll be a toilet tax. And if you want to go to northjersey.com, you can see A teen sings the cop song after he leads the police on a chase through a golf course, and he gets arrested for tearing up the golf course. But he's a teen, and you can watch the video and then figure out what teen means. Code word, teen. And I know I already did a video on it, but YouTube shooter identified. She was upset. They were messing with her videos, etc. It's been in the news. Maybe some people haven't heard about it. And where would liberalism be if it wasn't destroying some sort of institution or culture or language or borders or telling somebody who to blame? Male choir told it must let women join. Wow. I wonder if a women's choir is going to be required to let the mean male join. No, Rick. Mean males don't have rights. Only poor women have rights. Poor minorities. Poor special class of people. Basically, everybody other than white males. Wow. Oh, another religion chaplain. He's a Navy chaplain. He's in the military. He can't be doing anything wrong because everybody in the military is great. Because now I got to piss off the military people because I say in every class or group there is always bad, no matter who they are. A Navy chaplain fired after he's caught having sex in a New Orleans bar. Hey, chaplain's got needs. You know, he kind of turned God off for a little bit just to get his needs. Shocker, YouTube increasing security at offices after the shooter. Really? Wow, I wonder if they're going to hire people to carry guns. Ooh, those mean guns. I wonder if those people who are going to be guarding them got trained on YouTube from people who were doing gun education. I wonder if they're going to have to sign a release saying they never watched a gun video on YouTube in order to carry a gun to protect YouTube headquarters, who is against guns and don't think regular people should have guns, but they're going to hire more guns to protect them. God, the hypocrisy, unbelievable. And the father of the shooter of YouTube said that she was mad at the company, warned police, more government failure. Government will protect. Look at all the government. Look at all the cops. Ooh, don't you feel safe? FBI. Ooh, the FBI is there. Ooh, woohoo! Man, it gives me a warm and fuzzy. We can have the ATF and the NSA and the everybody, DEA and AT. Oh, man, we just need more government after people are killed or shot so we can tell you're safe. More government failure. All these people have chalk to draw chalk lines around bodies. They weren't there to protect when they needed it. Nobody had a gun to protect themselves, and that's why the shooter was allowed to shoot people. They won't say it because it doesn't fit their gun lies liberal agenda. Here's a shocker. Venezuela currency worse than previously thought. Really? Wow. The great liberal experiment failed, and people think the U.S. should follow suit. If we can just take the guns like Venezuela did just 4 years ago, if we can just get more gun control so the people can't fight the government, so the government can spend more like our government's already doing, putting us in debt. Yeah, if we can just give more government more control, then we'll be safe. Wow. More London shooting news. Surgeon says the hospital is like an Afghan war zone. 2 more killed overnight. How can that be, Rick? London is like the utopia for liberalism. They have a lot of cops. They don't have guns. Everybody's safe. Everybody's videotaped. You have no freedoms to talk about the government or against any protected class. Everything is wonderful. How can their hospitals be like a war zone? Yeah, because people aren't paying attention. That's why. Shocker, more left fighting. Now they don't want to send troops. Oregon, liberal left, sanctuary, stinking state, doesn't want to send National Guard troops to the Mexico border. Says she won't allow it. You know, it's just amazing. When Obama was trying to do things and the states were trying to enforce immigration law, all the liberals said federal government has a right to do what they want. Federal government is in charge of the immigration. It's not a state issue. Now that now that Obama ain't in charge and we have somebody that wants to defend the borders, Now the states are telling the government, screw off. We don't have to listen to you. I mean, liberals never follow anything they enact. They only want everyone else to follow it when it suits their needs. It's just amazing. I mean, I'm torn in between this because I'm glad that states are fighting the government. Federal government's out of control. Federal government is a big enemy of freedom. But, you know, the problem is the only people that fight the federal government and win are the liberal left pushing their liberal agenda, which destroys the country from within. So it's kind of like, good grief, the liberal left is the enemy, the federal government's the enemy. If they're fighting each other, that should be a good thing. The problem is the left wins when they fight the government, and they push more liberal left government to destroy the country and turn it into Venezuela. Last but not least, South Korea University is developing killer AI robots, and scientists fear that they could destroy humanity. So a lot of scientists are boycotting the research because they think it will be too easy. So let's see. Now we're going to have assault robot legislation. Who can own them? Who can own AI that could be turned into assault? Maybe Alexis will be banned because you can turn her into saying something bad or mean. And that's just bad technology. It's a paradox, okay? But, all right, we'll end that there with the news. Hope everybody has a good one.